Have you ever wondered what controls your hunger and thirst? What makes you reach for that glass of water or that piece of chocolate? It's a question that piques our curiosity, isn't it? We often marvel at the wonders of the human body. And one of the most fascinating aspects is how our body regulates our hunger and thirst. The answer to these questions lies within a small but incredibly significant part of our brain, known as the hypothalamus. This almond-sized structure is like the conductor of an orchestra, directing the symphony of our bodily functions. It's the control center that signals when we're hungry or thirsty, when it's time to eat or drink. So why is it that we sometimes crave a sweet treat or feel parched even after a drink? That's where the intricate science of the hypothalamus comes into play. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of our brain, particularly the hypothalamus, and its role in controlling hunger and thirst. Located deep within the brain, the hypothalamus is a small yet powerful region that plays a crucial role in our survival. This tiny part of the brain, about the size of an almond, is nestled between the pituitary gland and the thalamus. Despite its size, the hypothalamus is an essential part of our body's intricate machinery, governing many bodily functions. Now, you might be wondering, how does this relate to hunger and thirst? Well, the hypothalamus acts as a control center for feelings of hunger and thirst. It's like a conductor, orchestrating a symphony of signals that tell us when to eat and when to drink. Within the hypothalamus, two centers play a key role: the feeding center and the satiety center. The feeding center is like an alarm clock sounding off when it's time to eat. When our body needs energy, it triggers the feeling of hunger, prompting us to seek food. On the other hand, the satiety center acts as a brake, signaling us to stop eating when we've had enough. When our stomach is full, it sends a message to the hypothalamus, which then activates the satiety center, effectively curbing our desire to consume more. Both these centers work in harmony, maintaining a delicate balance to ensure we eat enough to sustain ourselves, but not so much that we overindulge. This intricate dance between the feeding and satiety centers is crucial for our survival, helping us maintain a healthy body weight and ensuring we stay hydrated. But it's not just about physical hunger and thirst. The hypothalamus is also involved in emotional eating and drinking. It responds to stress, anxiety, and other emotions, influencing our eating and drinking habits in profound ways. Now that we know where our hunger and thirst originate, let's delve deeper into the hormones that signal these feelings. This will help us understand why we sometimes feel hungry even when we've just eaten, or why we might crave certain foods when we're feeling down. So, stay tuned as we dive into the fascinating world of hormones and the role they play in hunger and thirst. From the rumble in your stomach to the dryness of your throat, hormones play a key role in signaling hunger and thirst. Let's delve into the fascinating world of hormones and their interaction with the hypothalamus. First up, we have ghrelin, also known as the hunger hormone. When your stomach is empty, it releases ghrelin. This hormone then travels to your hypothalamus, sending out a strong signal that it's time to eat. Now, once you begin to eat and your stomach starts to fill up, the production of ghrelin decreases, reducing the sensation of hunger. Next on our list is leptin, often referred to as the satiety hormone. Leptin is produced by your body's fat cells, and its levels increase with the amount of fat stored in your body. When you've had enough to eat, leptin is released and travels to the hypothalamus, signaling that you're full and it's time to stop eating. When the hypothalamus receives the signal, it initiates responses to suppress your appetite. Lastly, we have vasopressin, a hormone that plays a vital role in maintaining the body's water balance. When your body is dehydrated, the hypothalamus triggers the release of vasopressin. This hormone then acts on the kidneys, instructing them to conserve water, reducing urine output, and stimulating your sense of thirst. It's a synergistic dance between these hormones and the hypothalamus, creating a feedback loop that regulates our hunger and thirst. The hypothalamus, acting as the body's master controller, interprets these hormonal signals and responds accordingly, ensuring our survival by maintaining a balance of energy, intake, and hydration. So, there you have it. The hypothalamus, in harmony with ghrelin, leptin, and vasopressin, regulates our hunger and thirst. It's a beautifully complex system, fine-tuned by evolution to keep us nourished and hydrated. Our bodies have developed these intricate mechanisms over thousands of years, But how does the hypothalamus respond to different types of food, and what are the evolutionary reasons behind our cravings? We all have our food preferences and cravings. But did you know that the hypothalamus plays a role in these choices? The hypothalamus, a small but mighty part of our brain, is like a maestro, conducting the symphony of our food choices and cravings. It responds differently to various types of foods. For example, when you consume protein-rich food, your hypothalamus works to reduce your hunger. On the other hand, sugary foods can confuse it, leading to a phenomenon known as sugar-induced hunger. But why do we crave certain foods? Evolution has a hand in that. For our ancestors, survival meant seeking out high-energy foods. The hypothalamus developed a rewarding system for consuming these high-calorie foods, hence our inclination towards them. So, when you find yourself reaching for that piece of chocolate cake, you can blame your hypothalamus for that. But it's not just about food. Our hypothalamus also influences our perception of hunger through our emotions and stress levels. Ever heard of the term emotional eating? That's the hypothalamus at play. When we are stressed, our hypothalamus triggers cravings for comfort foods. These foods, often high in sugar and fat, trigger a release of feel-good chemicals in the brain, providing temporary relief from stress. This is why, after a tough day, you might find yourself reaching for that tub of ice cream. However, it's important to remember that while our hypothalamus can influence our food choices, we still have control. Recognizing these triggers and understanding the role of our hypothalamus can help us make healthier choices. In the grand dance of our bodily functions, the hypothalamus is the choreographer, coordinating not just our hunger but also our thirst. It's a critical part of our brain that ensures we maintain a balance in our body, whether it's deciding when to eat or drink. The hypothalamus does not only control our hunger, but also plays a crucial role in maintaining our body's water balance. Just as it regulates our hunger, the hypothalamus also ensures we maintain a healthy water balance. This little part of your brain, tucked away neatly in the middle, is constantly checking in on the body's hydration levels. It's like a vigilant water warden, always on the lookout for signs of dehydration. You see, the hypothalamus is home to a cluster of cells known as osmoreceptors. These cells are sensitive to the concentration of solutes in your blood. When you're well hydrated, these solutes are perfectly balanced. But if you start to lose water, say by sweating on a hot day or not drinking enough fluids, the concentration of solutes in your blood increases. This is a signal to the osmoreceptors that you're becoming dehydrated, and the osmoreceptors jump into action. They send a message to the rest of the hypothalamus, which then sparks a series of responses designed to restore water balance. One of these responses is to stimulate the production of vasopressin, a hormone that helps to retain water in the body. At the same time, the hypothalamus sends signals to your conscious brain, creating the sensation of thirst. This is your body's way of telling you it's time to drink up. And when you do, the osmoreceptors sense the change in solute concentration, signaling the hypothalamus to dial back on the thirst signals and vasopressin production. But the hypothalamus doesn't just respond to dehydration, it also responds to overhydration when you've drunk more water than your body needs. In this case, the hypothalamus suppresses the production of vasopressin, allowing your kidneys to flush out the excess water. So, whether you're parched after a long run or sipping on a glass of water at a leisurely lunch, remember to thank your hypothalamus. It's constantly working behind the scenes to keep your body's water balance just right, helping you to stay hydrated and healthy. The hypothalamus, small but mighty, is truly the key to understanding our hunger and thirst. From deciding when to eat, what to eat, and when to drink, the hypothalamus plays an integral role in our everyday life. It's a small but mighty part of our brain, sitting at the base and controlling our hunger and thirst. It's influenced by hormones like ghrelin and leptin, sparking our cravings and telling us when we've had enough. It's also responsible for maintaining our body's water balance, releasing vasopressin when we need to conserve water. Our emotions, stress, and other mental factors also influence our hypothalamus, affecting our perception of hunger. Over time, our hypothalamus has evolved to respond to different types of foods, guiding our cravings for survival. Yet, there are still many mysteries left to uncover about the hypothalamus. Scientists continue to investigate its functions, its responses to different foods, and its role in conditions such as obesity. Next time you feel your stomach rumble or your throat dry, remember the intricate and fascinating processes happening in your brain, all thanks to the hypothalamus.